Oh, honey, I am so not threatened by you. My man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. You're just mad because I have a Chad.
Will forever be one of those people that believe that you can have also been a victim of your mother at the same time as maybe you aren't so good now yourself. I feel bad for the child that went through it, but we need to talk about some of the things that are weird about what Gypsy Rose has said that feel that she has been manipulating and lying to everybody about her part in this. And I'm going to bring up some things that maybe you haven't thought of yet that just stood out to me. There is, again, so much going on in the world of Gypsy Rose that honestly, I can't even keep up. She has been the hot topic since December, and we're already on our way to December again, which who can believe it? Why is time going by so fast? It's freaking me out. I don't like it. Anyway, I am not trying to make this a Gypsy Rose account, but there is just too much to talk about. I'm even talking about this with my friend on the side. Like, I am eating all of this up, nom 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 nom, and we all know that I have a lot of things to say. I was gonna film something completely different, but I cannot do that until we talk about what is currently happening. And that is that many people have now seen Blanchard's crime scene photos. Now, I want to say this at the very beginning. I have not looked at them. I have no interest in looking at them. And it's something that for me, I don't have an interest in seeing something like that. I don't feel like looking at those types of photos is something that's for everybody. Like, leave that to the professionals. You are going to get traumatized. So what's currently happening on the internet is all of these people that were standing Gypsy Rose, maybe it was from the act or one of those like domino effect things where it's like people just hop on the bandwagon with, oh, everybody loves this person, so I love them too, and they get little tidbits of information. They don't get the full story and just decide that they're all for somebody because everybody else. I mean, like Sabrina Carpenter like retweets Gypsy Rose. Like Kim Kardashian, who I'm not personally a fan of, but a lot of people are, was hanging out with her. Like, I mean, like, she is in the world of celebrities now. So it's like, I feel like there was a lot of people who were pro Gypsy and all about her, but they didn't know the full story. And I've been saying that since day one in my video, that I feel like more people needed to do their research. And if you still like her at the end of it, that is totally fine. I'm not here trying to get people not to like her. I just get annoyed when I feel like people don't get their facts straight and don't look at the full story and then are just like, I support this person no matter what, but you don't even know what actually happened. You know what I mean? I mean, you do you. What's happening is those people who didn't know the full story are either hearing about these pictures or seeing them and being like, oh, like, she's worse than I thought. How could she do such a thing? The place that I come from is that's why you make sure that you know who you are supporting. And if there is information out there that is, free for you to know, like, it doesn't take that hard to find it out instead of just deciding to like support somebody just because everybody else is. These photos aren't new. I'm pretty sure they were accessible before. They're just getting really, really popular now and they're circulating. So with that, I want to talk about some of the things that stood out to me in this case before Gypsy Rose became the celebrity that she is today that everyone loves, because there are some things that have always stood out to me as something that I think is concerning, and I have always felt like there is more to the story. And Gypsy Rose herself has even said that she has kept things to herself, that she didn't tell even the authorities everything. She said that out of her own mouth, okay? That's what Gypsy said. Not everybody knows the full story. Absolutely wholeheartedly believe that Gypsy was a victim of her mother. I do believe that her mother did a lot of these horrible things to her that she has claimed that she has done. I don't think that Gypsy has lied about every single thing that has happened. And I mean, like, at the end of the day, Blanchard's own family flushed her ashes down the toilet Okay, so people in Dee Dee's life didn't even like Dee Dee. There are lots of stories that from people who knew her that talk about her that say that she was not a good person. Okay, so I want to make that known that with everything that I'm about to say, I'm not saying that Dee Dee didn't do these things. I'm not saying that I don't understand why someone like Gypsy would end up, reaching a point where they break and they snap. I do sympathize with a child who is in an environment where they feel trapped, where they go to the lengths to take their parents' life, because I can't imagine like how dark of a place you have to be in where you would get somewhere like that. But just because I believe those things does not mean that I think that Gypsy has been innocent throughout this whole situation. I do not believe that she has. I believe that she has lied a lot. I believe that she used another person who wasn't mentally capable to comprehend how she was manipulating and using him to do her dirty work. I feel like that person needs a lot of mental health help, and instead they're locked away in prison. I feel like there are some things that Gypsy did here that is very sick and manipulative and disturbing, and I will forever be one of those people that believe that you can have also been a victim of your mother at the same time as maybe you aren't so good now yourself. I feel bad for the child that went through it, but we need to talk about some of the things that are weird about what Gypsy Rose has said, that feel that she has been manipulating and lying to everybody about her part in this. And I'm going to bring up some things that maybe you haven't thought of yet that just stood out to me. Now, in my personal opinion, which my opinion is just my opinion at the end of the day, and it doesn't have bearing over the truth, it's just an opinion, but it has appeared since the very beginning that Nick Godejohn was manipulated and used as her weapon. Like, she used him to do what she wanted him to do, and that's what I don't like. Like, if you are in a situation like Gypsy, then get out of it yourself. Don't use another person who is struggling with their mental health to do it for you. I've done videos before how I feel that Gypsy framed Nick. She told him before he showed up, hey, maybe don't wear gloves before my mom. You know what I mean? Because she wanted his fingerprints left behind. And she thought he was dumb enough that he would just say, okay, honey, I won't wear them. That's a fact that a lot of people do not know. That is true, though. That is in the text messages, that she told Nick not to wear gloves before he entered the house, which he did, but she wanted his fingerprints to be left behind. In the interviews that Gypsy has done and in the documentaries that she has done since, she has sat there and looked into the interviewer, into the camera, and said that she was hiding in the bathroom while he was doing it because she was so scared, right? This is extremely bizarre because this video was filmed less than a day later, the morning after. She does not seem like someone who is scared.
Hi, honey. How you feeling there? He's eating a brownie. But later he will be eating me.
Another thing to mention here is that in interviews she said she was hiding in the bathroom because she was scared, but is everybody forgetting that she is the one who told him to do this? She was not scared. You have to remember that Gypsy Rose was getting sympathy from the public before she did this. She knows how to gain sympathy. She knows the things to say and the type of voice to use. Some people say it's because she was in a state of shock. I do not believe that. People who are in a state of shock do not talk like this in a video with the person that just, their mom, if they are scared of them. He did not start filming her. She was not acting here. She is the one that started filming this video and talking like this, okay? Also, not to mention, in the footage where the interrogators are coming into the room and asking her questions and stuff, like, she's saying to them, like, I'm a good girl, and like laughing and stuff. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. It's weird. And on top of that, she was also in a documentary saying out of her own mouth that the last thing her mom said to her was, don't hurt me.
We had just recently gotten into an argument, and we had made up, and I said I was going to be a good girl. And then when she went to sleep, I guess I hurt her feelings or something. And she said, I'm starting to feel more relaxed. Don't hurt me.
It's a really weird thing to hear from your mom when she allegedly didn't know that you were about to kill her or have somebody do it. That sounds like something that somebody would say if you were coming at them with something or if they could see what was about to happen. Also with the fact that she tried to her before, but it was a BB gun. And I'm not saying that, you know, she couldn't have got to a position from how her mom treated her where she did want to get rid of her mom so that she could be free. And I understand. I get it. What I don't like is that she hasn't been honest, because if you're not being fully honest about something, it comes off like you have something to hide, and that maybe you're not as sweet and innocent as you are acting.
There's a lot of things in those crime photos that do not make any sense. People don't know that there was supposed to be between 14 and 17 wounds. And if you look in the photos, there is some that are obviously darker than others, insinuating that some were done, say, before. Most people did not know that there was a gash along her neck that damn near severed her head. Most people did not know that her nose was completely broken, which is weird because she was supposed to have died in bed. Sheets could not have soaked up as much as what was missing. If you paid close attention, there was actually also spatter in the hallway on the walls. She made a point to say in her interrogation that they removed all the toys from her bed. Now, if you go back and you look at the crime scene photos, all of those toys are perfectly placed on that bed. So you're telling me that you have done what you did to your mother, and then you did what you did to each other, and then you put the toys back on the bed in a perfectly normal manner, looking like they've never been touched. That's what's on your mind. You have somebody over there, and you've just there, and what you think about is, I need to put my toys back on my bed in a very good manner. I'm sorry, that has never flied with me. The neighbor says that they climbed through a window, but the window that he says he climbed through, there's stuff in front of it. So I would love to know how he climbed through it, because all the windows have stuff in front of them. But there was all kinds of DNA around that room. It was always a mixed bag on whose DNA. I heard from one camp it was his, and I heard from one camp it was hers, but apparently that room was full of DNA.
Gypsy is extremely manipulative. Like, she has looked into a camera in a podcast and said, I am not capable of murdering anybody. She told Nick Vial that on the Vial Files. I am not capable of actually murdering anybody, and I didn't actually murder someone. Somebody else did it for me. But she is capable of murdering somebody because she pulled a gun on her mom before. So you have to really read between the lines with things that she says, and when you do that, you'll start to notice something is not right. Now, here's something that is, I haven't seen anybody else mention this, and I just feel like this was a staged situation. Gypsy always tells this story like she was scared and hiding in the bathroom when Nick Godejohn did what he did. We know that while she was in the house with Dee Dee, she didn't have to use her wheelchair. She knew that she could walk, so she never used her wheelchair in the house. So there would have been no, and also it was a hoarder home, like there was not enough room to maneuver in a wheelchair through the house anyways, right? So only the public at the time thought that Gypsy needed the wheelchair, okay? It was only used outside of the home. In the crime scene photos, when they're taking pictures of throughout the whole house, when they take a picture of the bathroom, Gypsy's wheelchair is in the bathroom. Now, the only reason why her wheelchair would be in the bathroom would be because she physically moved it in there to make it look like that was the last place she was when she tells her story to the authorities later when they're investigating the murder, that I was hiding in the bathroom. I was scared because at the time, people thought she needed a wheelchair. I think from the very beginning, the whole thing Gypsy was trying to stage so that it looked like she was just innocent and hiding in a bathroom while Nick did it. I feel like there's more to the story with her. I will always feel like that. And honestly, she herself said there is.
This is actually kind of the first time I've been honest. Besides being honest, with my attorneys. Even that, I haven't been completely honest with them. So
Now, Gypsy has deleted all the videos on her TikTok after the photos of her mom had been released, the crime scene photos. And I'm sure it's probably because it's really triggering, have it be brought up and stuff like that. At the end of the day, people are going to bring this up to her forever because it's a part of her life. And I think she wants to run from it and just put it in the past and act like it didn't happen. And that's just not how things are gonna work. People are saying that in these crime scene photos that it looks more like a crime of passion, like somebody who did this to her had to have, you know, had some sort of emotional involvement with her. But I mean, unfortunately, there are gruesome murders all the time like this that aren't crimes of passion. The person who does is just sick. So I'm not gonna judge there, but from the description of it, it sounds like it was absolutely horrific. But at the end of the day, this isn't new information. And I just hope that this is a lesson to people who just stand somebody because other people are telling them to, you know, dot your I's and cross your T's. Look at the facts, make sure you know who you're supporting, and then decide if you want to anyways. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people who still want to support her after these pictures, and then there are a lot of people who don't. Either way, I think it's whatever you want to do, and that's your prerogative. I just feel like I don't know what people were thinking. Like, what did you think it was? Did you think that, like, the crime scene pictures were gonna look like rainbows and bunnies and sunshine and all that? Like, no, like, this murder was gruesome. It was horrific. She suffered. And do I think that she deserved not to? I don't know. Based on the things Gypsy has said, she sounds like she was an evil, horrible woman, and like the world isn't missing anything without her in it. I feel bad, and I always will feel bad for what Gypsy went through as a child with her mom. But I will never say that just because she went through bad things with her mom, that means that it was okay for her to manipulate all these other men that she continues to manipulate in her life and treat other people poorly and be a mean girl. And like, I mean, stuff that she's done to her husband, just the way that she treats people is just really cruel. Maybe Nick Godejohn would have ended up hurting somebody anyway. That guy was completely unwell. We will never know. But at the end of the day, the facts remain the same. He was manipulated by her and did not have the mental capability of comprehending that to make sure that this situation did not happen. Like, he wholeheartedly took these actions for Gypsy because Gypsy wanted him to, and he loved her, and he was not well. I'm sorry, I cannot sit there and look at somebody like Gypsy and be like, you know what, you went through a rough childhood, so I like you. After everything that I've heard. No, I think that she could potentially hurt other people. I don't think that she's gotten enough, you know, therapy and things that she needs to be a productive citizen in society. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that it's weird. I'll never stop thinking that it's bizarre that Gypsy gets out of prison and becomes like this celebrity and as huge as she is. I mean, I'm eating it up at the end of the day and I'm talking about it. So, I mean, whatever. My advice to you is if you haven't, do not look up the crime scene pictures. You're not missing out on anything. People get FOMO when they hear of other people like looking at pictures like this and they're like, I need to know what's in them. Just don't. It's not for everybody to see. I have not seen them and I'm perfectly fine not seeing them. You don't have to see the pictures, okay? And I mean, once you see something, you can't unsee it. So just keep that in mind. I'm gonna wrap this up and I'll be seeing you soon for another video. There is still so much more to talk about. If you guys want more Gypsy Rose Blanchard tea, definitely subscribe, give this video a like. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Let me know. And I'll see you soon for another video.